Have you listened to our episode on creativity?
Oh man, I don't remember. Maybe, yes.
It was just like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yes.
And we talked about how we had this new creative idea that we were going to do at Easter.
Oh, yes.
The deviled egg toss.
Yeah.
Well, now it's after Easter. Mm-hmm. Did you go out and observe the deviled egg toss?
I sure did.
What was your opinion?
It was disgusting. That is my opinion. Pile of raw egg on the ground.
There was a
giant
5,000 egg omelet splattered all over the egg. But hey, kids were loving it.
Oh my word, they were having a great time.
Throwing eggs at the picture of the devil on Easter.
The greatest thing they ever got to do.
One of our key leader guys, he said, Pastor, this was a great idea on paper, but horrible in actuality.
Hey,
because
we tried.
I was standing there watching, and a kid throws an egg at the wall, misses, goes over the wall, and here comes moms walking their kids
in their
Easter outfits, literally dodging flying eggs on Easter Sunday. So let me tell you, it was a party at More Church.
Yeah, it was the deviled egg toss, but also the people egg toss. People are throwing them at each other. You at one point had literal egg on your face.
Oh, well, that's a whole other story.
No,
yeah.
but you did.
We at the end we did 2 services, incredible day.
Yeah.
So good. At the end, we went to go clean it up, and I was like, this is my fault. I'm going to go and do the dirtiest job.
That is a sign of a good leader, that you helped follow through with this crazy
So
idea.
I drove my own truck over there and backed it up. I mean, we literally, how many eggs did we have?
3,000.
3,000?
Yeah.
3,000 eggs. So imagine 3,000 eggs broken in a pile on the floor. And so we had a big tarp down, and so we roll that big tarp up, and it took 6 guys. We pick it up and put it in the bed of my truck, and egg is oozing everywhere. I still need to go get a truck wash.
You haven't done it yet?
No, dude, it's how many more things can we do in our lives?
I have no idea.
And so we had to throw it away.
No, it was a great
There was a
idea.
river of yolk.
That is what it was, a river of yolk. It was disgusting, but it was fun. And so sometimes you try things and they work great. Other times you're like, man, we should do something different.
At the end of the day when we're tearing it down, I'm pulling the banner off the because we still do set up and tear down. So it's all hands on decks.
Right.
Big event days.
Yes.
And I'm yanking on the banner, and a big glob of egg literally hits me in my face. And after the 2 weeks we've had, I stood there for a second
yeah,
it's about right.
This is exactly.
Got actual egg on my face.
Hey, it happens.
Which is a saying.
Yeah. I
asked Rachel if she'd ever heard that saying, you have egg in her face. She said no. Rachel's straight up from Mexico.
Yeah.
So she misses many of our American colloquialisms.
Yes, but maybe.
She don't get it.
But yeah, it's okay. I don't know. It's good.
You get egg. Have you ever had egg on your face?
Oh, all the time.
Not physically,
no,
but
all the time.
Emotionally, relationally.
Yes, all the time. I feel like if you're in relationship with people, at some point there's going to be egg on your face. If you're tugging into more, there's going to be egg on your face because you're trying something new. We had egg on our face at the egg toss because there's a pile of junk on the floor that's disgusting. That's going to happen.
I think it was still a win.
I still do too.
I don't think we do it again.
No. It was like one of those, that was a good idea. Let's never do it again.
I don't think we do it again, but it was super fun, super memorable.
It's like one of those restaurants you go to, what is it, Medieval Times or something. It's like, oh, I'm glad we did that one time.
Yeah,
let's never go again.
Except Enrique and Cassandra, it's their favorite restaurant.
Yeah, why?
Did we know Enrique?
Why, bro? For his birthday. They go every year. I'm like, I think he just likes to be knighted. Is that what it is?
I don't know. I haven't been.
I haven't been. Never been.
What?
Never in my life.
That's what we need to do a staff hangout.
There you go.
We'll cheer for the Red Knight and drink Dr. Pepper.
So weird, but yeah.
And have wenches bring us forks.
Wenches?
Yeah, that's what they call the waitresses.
Oh no, that's terrible.
They call the waitresses wenches.
Well, I've never been there. That's what happens when you move to the area after age 25, except unless you're Enrique.
Pastor Tim.
Yes.
Shout out Pastor Tim. Anytime you bring up medieval times, Tim has a whole skit that he goes into. It's the funniest thing. Yeah, he talks about how they talk in medieval language and then they offer you a Pepsi. and like the contrast of this carbonated
absurd
beverage
thing. No, yeah, I don't ever. I mean, we can go. Let's go one time. Same as the egg talk.
How did we get into medieval times just now?
Because I said you try something sometimes it works one time, you never want to go again. That's all. I don't know.
Okay, let's jump into it.
Okay, go. What are we talking about today?
Well, with the idea of egg on your face.
Yeah.
One of the things that can make us feel embarrassed as leaders.
Yeah.
Is when people start talking trash.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So this is the Tug of More. It's a conversation between two friends.
That's right.
We're pastors, and so our context of leadership is ministry.
Yep.
Is the local church, but there's a lot of lessons that we learn in leadership that can be applicable to all kinds of areas of life.
Right.
And so we're talking about the tug into more.
Right. The tension, the fight to get from where we are to where we want to be, and how the struggle is real sometimes. And sometimes the struggle is our fault. Sometimes the struggle is because of other people who are just mean and not kind or haters. And they say that phrase, haters are your motivators, but sometimes haters just make you feel sad.
Sometimes haters are your desecrators.
Desecrators. I don't know. Yeah.
Sometimes they're defecators.
And they're, okay.
It's a dad joke.
Yeah, that was a dad joke.
Okay, so tell me, when's the first time you remember someone gossiping about baby Whitney Barth?
Oh, man.
The first, someone said something about you.
Oh, I do remember
that
one.
hurt your feelings.
Oh, I do remember one. Okay, this was Whitney Brooke Taylor. No Barth yet.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Aaron.
I was probably in the...
Aaron was still in Ohio living his best life.
Yeah.
Shucking corn.
And hauling hay.
Petting cows.
I was 3rd or 4th grade, slumber party, and a lot of my friends had older sisters, and so we had a slumber party with all of my friends my age, but then all of their older sisters. And I remember that one of the girls that was in the older girl group was like, Wendy is so loud. I mean, what? Imagine that. Wendy is so loud. She's so annoying. And I remember overhearing her say that with this other group, and I was like, oh, and it made me feel like I'm too loud. Oh, I'm annoying. Oh God. I remember just feeling and it literally now I remember it at 30, however old I am, almost 40, that she was just what I now look back and know. And after knowing that person a long time, I'm like, oh no, she was just jealous that I was fun and she was cranky. But back then she said I was too loud and that hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
So, can you think of one?
Man, I'm glad I asked you first because I'm struggling to remember. I don't know for guys, maybe it's a different.
Yeah, you just punch each other and move on.
Yeah, I have lots of I got into a fight story or big argument story, but I remember in my 20s situation where I found out a bunch of people that I worked with had been having conversations about me. But not to me.
Correct. Those are the real ones. That goes deep. But it starts young. I think we just forget about them because they don't really matter.
Yeah, but this one, I still remember things that were said, and why was this going on for so long?
Right.
I, being from the north, have a few words or phrases that I say differently, or incorrectly.
Yeah.
And so I always say across.
Yeah.
Across the street.
Across the street.
If I'm going to tell a story, I say I'm going to tell you. And so there's a couple of these little,
it's how we say y'all, but it's different because y'all is not proper English either.
Yeah. The thing on the top of your house, I call a roof. Yeah. And that's the noise a dog makes.
Oh.
Roof. And so,
sad.
Yeah. And so a couple of these things.
I'm sad for you.
And so it came out that this group of people that I worked with had been joking about all these things. And all I was just tell me that I now say across.
Yeah.
Hello. I now say it correctly, but it was just because I was unaware that I was saying these things wrong. And then through, me, I'm a confrontational well, what else you jerks saying? I found out all this other stuff that people were saying.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell
and
me.
so it shook me a little bit that there was this gossip happening.
Oh, right.
What is gossip?
Gossip.
Because we're talking to leaders. If you're watching, it's because you're a leader of something.
Right.
And so I think that we need to define what gossip is, what gossip isn't.
Right. No, I think what you're saying is great. That the problem of that was they were pointing out negative things, negative flaws in you, but not to you, just to each other, and causing man, they're drawing a picture of who you were as a person. They're making fun of you. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so
I
one
could
thing
define it by Googling it, but I definitely know it's talking bad about someone behind their back.
Talking about someone to someone else.
Yeah.
That will not be of any benefit.
That's the phrase.
There's no potential benefit. It's only to tear down, and
it's not helpful.
It's in a light that's
that paints negative only.
Paints negative.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. You can make any situation sound bad.
Right. Absolutely. You can put any slant on anything and make it so that even a nice phrase. You could say, Tristan Babbitt is a nice guy. Or you could say, Tristan Babbitt is, a nice guy.
Yeah.
And they're totally different phrases.
Right.
You can do it with your tone, with your words, with just twisting one story. And I think that's what, gossip can get us in trouble, because what you said is so important. It's two people that cannot in any way benefit, influence, help the situation.
Yeah. Okay. So for leaders, I know when I was younger, when I would be trying to navigate people problems within leadership team, I would feel like, is what I'm saying gossip?
Right.
But I've learned that if you're talking about it in a room that is actually in charge of what's happening,
right,
and you're doing it with the right heart,
you're
not just trying to burn something down.
Right.
Like last night we had a board of directors meeting.
Correct.
And so these board of directors are right now it's all men, but we'll have ladies come on. We're just waiting for the right fit.
Right.
Right. That this group of people, I mean, Whitney's there.
Yeah.
And so this group of people, we were talking about a couple
parishioner
people issues with.
Yeah.
And I let them know before I talk, because we've got a new guy in the room.
Yeah.
Said, hey, this is not a gossip conversation.
Right.
I need you guys to be in the know of where there's some tension and what's happening.
And help us navigate it and give us wisdom about how to navigate it properly.
And so there's a point that sometimes you have to explain what's happening to a group of people.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it's gossip.
Right.
Gossip is when it's slanderous.
Yeah. No, correct. And only for malicious, ill intent. So let's use your example, for example, because I think it's a great and easy one.
Okay.
In that scenario, you found out people.
There's these people in the church. Here's what's happening. Just kidding.
No, I mean when you were young, you were in your 20s learning to.
That one.
Not this one. Not that one. You were in your 20s learning to communicate. You were learning to lead. You were learning how to pastor people well, and groups of people around you. Are talking bad about the way you speak and about the words coming out of your mouth, right?
Yeah.
What was gossip about that is that they're just making fun, they're just tearing down, and they're only speaking about you, never speaking to you. What would have been different in a leadership conversation would have been if one person who was in leadership with you or on the team with you maybe had said to another, hey, you're really great. I remember you once said these words this way and did that word. You're really great at understanding how we speak. Could you go have a conversation with Tristan and help coach him on some of the things that he's maybe speaking incorrectly?
Yeah.
And kind of give him your experience.
Yeah.
And then also help him maybe understand how he's speaking.
Right.
That would have been out of the right heart.
Right.
That would have been leading the moment well to say, hey, I'm a leader over you guys or over this situation. I would love to speak into you and help build you.
Yeah.
And so that's not gossip. That's leading and helping and pouring in.
That's pointing out an issue to someone who can bring benefit to the issue.
Right.
You've got to talk to problems to make them better.
Correct.
And so if we never talked about problems, we would never make any progress.
Right.
And so it's not never talk about anything without everybody there.
Right. But recently we talked.
But when you just talk about it for 3 months or 6 months and never talk to the person, and there's a lot of laughing or hope of hurt.
Right.
We're going to hurt the situation.
Right.
That's gossip.
But I can hear somebody's rebuff to say, yeah, but why doesn't that person just go directly to that person and handle it in that way? Well, here's a couple of reasons. One, we just recently talked about our words and the weight of our words.
Right.
And so, like, if we talked about it in the room, if I would have gone and spoken to somebody who in the room, their baby is crying, I'm going to hurt on a Sunday morning, that morning, if I get up from the front row and go, excuse me, ma'am, your baby's crying. Could you please take it to the nursery? That's going to do way more damage than if I send someone on the usher team a text, hey, there's this lady, could someone help direct her to the nursery? That is not me gossiping. That's me trying to help the situation and help the baby and help the mom, right?
Yeah.
That is the difference there. And so I can hear somebody be like, well, why didn't that person just handle it themselves? Why are they talking about you? They don't need to talk about you. They just need to handle it. No, sometimes you're not the right person to handle it. So that's why.
Let's give a real life example.
Okay.
Bailey, can I use you in an illustration? So I remember when Bailey first started getting on the mic at the church, she would get up and be so excited, but she would do this theater, like walk back and forth.
Yeah.
And so instead of like looking at the room, would be not as like connected.
She was like, because she had practiced
this years ago
play rather than being,
And so I saw this and I thought, okay, well, I probably shouldn't go and tell 20-year-old Bailey, who doesn't all the way, we don't have a relationship yet. So I went and told Whit, I said, hey, Whit, go and talk to her about just this, like shift it from here to here. And there are little other pieces. And that happened. Me going to you was not gossip about her.
No.
That was me loving and believing in her and knowing that the better avenue for that growth step was through you.
Correct.
So you went in and coached, and now Bailey's a freaking killer.
Right. She can preach any house down.
Put Bailey on the mic.
Or any room down. Right.
She did an altar call. I went to youth the other night, and she did a salvation call. It was the most direct and succinct thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Right. So good.
When I talk about Jesus down on the cross, I feel like I have to preface it with like all of this stuff. And Bailey, you motivated me. It was so like, and hey, Jesus loves you. He died for yours. It was so like succinct
and simple. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
No, see? Great.
But I'm saying, me going to you about her was not gossip.
Right.
My intent was directly, I want to help the situation, but the better avenue to do that is through you.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. No, it's really good. Okay,
so if you're a leader, talk about things.
You have to talk about things.
With the purpose of helping them, not just laughing or smashing.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, the hurt of gossip.
Yeah. Oh, it's real.
Yeah.
No, it's true. How much stories do we want to tell?
Whatever.
No, I think that it's true. You and I have experienced, you just talked about it, and I think for me has been the biggest gossip situation for my life is the painting a picture of who I am as a person that is inaccurate of who I am. I think that's something you and I both have faced. We've had nicknames said about us. We've had, conversations behind our backs. I got married young, so I had all kind of gossip said about me behind my back of like, why is she getting married? What is she doing? What's her story about? I don't know. The hurt of that causes you to mistrust any room that you walk into and be afraid. You and I talked about it the other day that like for long seasons of life, even communicating on stage, there was actually only like 2 people in the room that ears we were speaking to or afraid of or insecure about or nervous of, but it was fueled from the root of gossip, not from the root of help. And now in the culture we have, man, anybody can be on the mic. Everybody's cheering them on because everybody's excited about their benefit of being the best of who God's made them to be. I don't know. Go. Say
no,
words.
It's good. I think that gossip, I don't know what we're going to title this episode. My concern is that for guys, we'll be listening to this and turn it off because we think that gossip is not something that we struggle with. But I think that another word, I said it, is slander.
Yeah.
Is like this intentional talking down, building a team against, rallying against someone.
Yeah, but you guys...
Like gossip sounds like a 90s teen girl movie.
Right. Let me tell you about so-and-so. And
girl
did
talk.
Did you hear what happened with,
But like in leadership, it's way more than that because as we mature, what happens is people who are still gossips and still slandering is they work to build a team.
They say...
This is why it hurts. Because if there's one person who says things to their spouse about me, I don't care. Or they look in the mirror and they say, Tristan's an idiot. They're just talking to themselves.
Right.
Okay, you don't like me.
Right.
But it's when that person goes around and starts planting seeds and trying to build allies.
Right.
That's the part that starts to really cause hurt.
Absolutely.
And I think that happens.
For sure.
That happens in every, from a church to the bar.
Yeah.
There's gossip and slander and people trying to rally against each other.
You said, we've talked about a lot, that you and I are like super direct people. And I think that comes from like, the reason we say all the words is because I don't ever want to build camps of people. And so I'd rather just deal with it and handle it directly. But I think what we've seen is people who use the phrase, so we said it already, can they add benefit? Can they actually help the situation? Can they? But I think people who build camps start with phrases that they think are helpful. I'm concerned about so-and-so. Have you noticed that so-and-so is acting this way or doing that thing? And they try to build these like circles of concern, but then they don't ever actually do anything about it, or they don't actually ever address it. And it can be super damaging, painful. And the worst part of that is it grows to people who don't actually have a real relationship or knowledge of somebody. And suddenly gossip causes someone to have a perception of somebody that they may not even have ever met.
Right.
And that is such a sad and ridiculous thing, that if you're talking about somebody you don't actually even know, you're definitely gossiping.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's in no way, how are you going to have helpful benefit to them in any way if you don't even know them?
Yeah, you meet somebody, you already don't like them because of all the stuff that somebody's been telling you. That's damaging.
Yeah, and it can take so much more work to undo what's been taught than it does to just meet somebody with an open, fresh look.
So, okay, slander, gossip, malice, bad talk. There's two angles we could talk to.
Yeah.
We could talk to the giver,
right,
or we could talk to the receiver.
Yeah. Well, before we move, I want to say, you said the thing about guys. What you guys do that's different than girls is you guys have this jokey thing that you do that's like a yeah, bro, man, what's up? I don't even know how to say, but you're like, do you see, man, trust on that shirt? You look, what are you wearing there? You got grass stains on your shirt? I don't know what they would say. I was trying to think of something instead of camo. Like, it's stupid, but what can happen there is that goes too far, and then too far, and then too far, and it becomes ribbing its own slander
turns into too much.
Yeah.
Or it turns into when it becomes like, if you're joking about somebody's shirt, whatever. But if it turns into every day, everything they wear,
right,
it starts to become a personality. Have we ever talked about the like caricature thing?
A little bit, but that's what I wonder. Is like, this is what I was trying to think
So
of.
the danger of those little ribbings is that it does create insecurity, because a lot of times ribbings, little mockery, little teasy things, are attached to some truth.
Right. No, right.
They're attached to just a little bit of truth.
You tease me about my phone thing. I don't even have it on here anymore because it broke. But like, it is true that it did look like a seven-year-old's jump rope. Like, that is a true piece.
Yeah.
But the teasingness of it, like, it's joke. But we have a real relationship, and so it's fine. But if it was every day, everything I did, I would start to be like, never mind.
Yeah. Or it would paint a picture of you to the world around us.
Yeah.
That you are stupid.
Yeah, silly
or that you
and
are
ridiculous.
silly, or that you're trying to be too trendy.
Or 7 years old. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
And so,
yeah.
On the, you go to like a boardwalk, like where there's like Ferris wheels and all the things.
There's that one. Yeah. I can't think of
Kima,
yeah.
And so they've always got the guy at the like amusement park or whatever who's sitting out there with an easel and like chalk. Yep. And you sit down and you pay him like $35 and he draws your picture of you and your girlfriend or whatever, and he sells it to you. And there's realists that they draw a picture that it looks like a very real portrayal.
Right.
But then there's guys that do caricatures.
Yeah.
Tease me about that.
I'm not teasing you.
Catch me outside.
I'm being helpful.
Okay.
I'm beneficial.
And so not you.
I know.
And so they draw these pictures of you where people have a big head or big ears or the nose sticks out real far. And what they're doing is they're exaggerating a truth in a negative way.
Yeah.
And many times what people do in gossip is they exaggerate a truth in a negative way.
Yeah. No, it's true.
You are loud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay. This is a caricature.
Yeah.
This is a piece of your personality.
Right.
It's a part of who you are.
Yes.
I don't think that it's out of balance.
Right.
But what somebody did is they came along and they pointed at this true feature of you exaggerated
Right.
it in the negative.
Yep.
I've had people do this of me.
Right.
I'm a pusher.
Yeah.
I get stuff done.
Yeah.
And so what you can do is you can look at me getting it done. It's a part of my personality.
Yeah.
You can exaggerate it and make it negative.
Yeah.
And now there's this caricature painted of loud, stupid Whitney
Right.
and big, bullish Trustin.
Right.
And now there's these caricatures
Yep.
that then when people meet you,
Right.
there's already this negative personality. And we do it so much that I don't think we even realize we do it.
No, right. That's what I think.
That we start to just we start to assign in our own minds characters of people that are negative instead of positive.
Yeah.
We don't see the good in them. We see the bad in them.
Yeah. And then it's exacerbated, like you said, taken out of proportion and then passed on to other people. And so then they just associate you as that person. And so there are people who don't actually know you as a person who are like, oh, Tristan, he's just aggressive and a pusher. No, that's like a piece of his character, but also he's actually very intentional and very thoughtful and but it gets put out of proportion that then, like I said a minute ago, like I feel like it takes so much more work to then as a person prove who you actually are to people who've been drawing the caricature. And so to me, it's super damaging. We've had it, I had it done to me in a season when I thought, oh, I'm making a fresh start, a new start. I'm going to be able to be exactly who I want to be in this place and space. And yet somehow, unbeknownst to me, there was such a caricature drawn behind my back that it took me years to undo the damage of the caricature that was drawn, because I was like, wait, you have vastly misunderstood who I am as a person. And now I don't even know, we say the phrase sometimes like, I feel like I can't not lose. Like it doesn't matter if I try to explain myself, then, oh yeah, she just talks too much. If I try to just be kind and whatever, oh, maybe she's flirting. Wait a minute, what? The caricature that was drawn had caused such a like, I don't even know how to be myself.
Right.
Because you're going to take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I think that's what that can do, and that's what gossip can do. And the joking, the ribbing, whatever, it does so much long-term damage that we don't see. And that's why, I mean, the Bible literally, which is our context, literally talks about it and how much damage it can do.
Yeah.
And so we have to be intentional and careful to go, okay, I'm a leader. I'm building something great. I'm stepping into more. I'm doing what I'm doing. Am I allowing a culture of gossip to thrive? And what does that actually mean? Am I beneficial? Just because we say all the words doesn't mean we're gossiping. Just because we're willing to talk about things does not mean that I'm gossiping. Am I helping or am I hindering? Am I painting people in a negative light for no reason or in a bad way? Or am I actually trying to help propel this forward? And we have to stop consistently. You and I talk about it a lot of like, what's the culture we're building? How does that look? What is it right? Because it can do so much damage.
Yeah. What you just said is so helpful to a bunch of people. And I feel like there's listeners that are hearing that.
Yeah.
And are identifying that some people around them have painted a caricature of them.
Yeah.
What do they do? So like we've both had characters painted about us, and it still happens.
Oh, 100%.
I've got a whole new group now, not even in our church, painting a picture about me now.
Absolutely.
How do you take that drawing and stop it being broadcast?
Truthfully, man, time and just proving yourself. I don't know. It's a great question, because the people who drew the caricature, you have to decide they're not your people, and there's no way you're going to be able to redraw it for them.
Yeah.
And so they don't matter.
I would say through direct conversation.
Yeah.
Is again my character of being direct. Direct conversation, rebuke of it.
Yeah.
And then either repentance from the person or distancing yourself.
Yeah.
Saying like, hey, here's what you've been saying or treating me as. I see it, I identify it, and I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And I need you to be done with it.
Right.
Will you be done with it?
Yeah. No, it's true.
And if you won't be done with it, then I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Or else it's just going to be, it's just going to be stuck with you. It's the reason that I see guys I went to high school with that are 40 now at the same bar,
right?
Still like doing the same stupid stunts in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you just never got out of the caricature that was painted for you when we were 16.
Right.
And you just haven't been able to mature beyond it.
Yeah.
Is because everybody still sees you as that guy.
Yeah. No, it's true. And you have to build, the other piece of it is you have to build your own confidence of who you are and not worry about their words and their thoughts and their opinions. I remember when you and I started working together, that we kind of were like, well, again, my character, like, I was like, hey, let's you're going to change up some of how you're dressing and doing. And you were going to an event and we were like, let's change it up. And I remember you like, I don't wear that color. I'm like, why do you not wear that color? Oh, well, because and it was like, because of the caricature some other people had drawn, you thought you had this lane that only you could run in. And if you dressed a certain way, or if you did, then you were too loud, then you were too big and bullish and why are you trying to be? And it was like, wait a minute, just because they said these words about you doesn't mean that you wearing a camo shirt makes you a guy who's going to beat everybody up to get his way every time. And so we had to like talk about like, okay, just because they had that, that's not accurate of who I am. I can still like camo. I can still like bright colors and loud things because I am loud. Doesn't mean, and so there's a piece of what you said is like, we have to handle it the best we can handle it. And then we have to, move on and go, I'm gonna just be me and let them say what they want to say. And time will always prove who's who you are.
So if you feel like there have been people that have been talking crap about you, I'm real sorry. Yeah. It
Welcome
hurts.
to the club.
No, it hurts.
Real. It does, yeah.
But honestly, it's par for the course.
Yeah.
Is that an accurate saying, Easton? Golf.
Par for the course.
Golf.
Isn't it?
Like I'm saying, what's the saying that Rachel
You're
says?
A golfer now.
What's Rachel saying? I went golfing once. What's the saying that dogs only bark when you're walking in their direction?
Yeah.
Like something like that.
Yes.
Mexican colloquialism. that people only talk crap when you're making progress.
Well, you only talk crap.
If you're a hermit and you never leave your house and never interact with people,
nobody got nothing to say about you.
Nobody's saying nothing.
Yeah.
But if you're a mover and a shaker, you're tugging into more.
Yeah.
Somebody's always been out of shape.
Yeah, they're only going to talk about what you're doing. If you're not doing nothing, they ain't got nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And so if you're doing stuff, they're going to talk about you.
So
That's just what it is.
I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah.
That is not who you are.
Right. No.
That is not who God's made you to be. Identify what the character that's been drawn about you.
Yeah.
And then reject it.
Yeah.
Either through a confrontational conversation that says you're not doing this to me anymore, or removal of the relationship, or just in your own self saying, I'm not going to listen to that stuff anymore.
Identify
and then write down who you are.
Right. I was going to say, identify some of the truth in it.
Yeah.
I think that you and we've identified the truth in some of those characters, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine to admit, I'm loud, or I'll be silly, or whatever. I'm fun and crazy, whatever. But are they out of alignment? No. Are they in balance with the rest of who I am? Yes. Okay, then I'm good and keep going. And then But then what are actually the gifts of those characters?
Yeah.
Instead of hiding them away. It could be easy for you to say, never mind, then I'll never push again.
Yeah.
Never mind, I won't ask for anything else. I won't keep being the guy that gets a good deal. No.
Yeah.
That's a great gift. The audacity that you have in life to lead the way you lead is a huge gift of who God's given you.
Yeah.
And what could be is that you go, never mind, that is the character they've drawn. Now I'm going to shift all the way this other direction. No, we can't do that.
Dude.
We can't shift away from it.
Right.
Embrace some of them. I have learned actually to embrace some of the things that have been drawn so giantly about me that I'm like, wait a minute, actually those are gifts that you were maybe intimidated by, or you were insecure about, or just trying to shut down on me. Wait a minute, I'm going to embrace those and use them for my good.
Yeah.
Not hide them away and tuck them away and not ever bring them back out again.
What you just said is so good. I want to just make you say it all again.
No, it's true though.
If you see a monster truck, the first thing that you notice is it has big tires.
Right.
So what do you say? That truck got big old tires on it.
Right.
That's a gift.
Right.
That's the goal of the monster truck.
Right.
That's what it's trying to accomplish.
Yes.
And so what happens in us is we have these things that are gifts.
Right.
But then we meet some jerk along the way who's intimidated about how big our tires are.
Exactly.
And then they start pointing at it and laughing. No, dude, just go jump over some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, in me, my determination to accomplish.
Like, which word are you using?
No, the lot.
Yes.
Is a gift.
Absolutely it is.
But like what happens is people see that and they want to squish it down.
Yeah.
You being loud is the negative form of the gift of you being passionate.
Right. No, correct. Right.
Okay.
I think it's
so good.
It's super good. It's super, I mean, we used your clothes as an example, but I'm like, I also know your mother, and your mother has showed me many pictures of you as a child where you were willing to dress in all kind of crazy and fun ways. And the reason of your personality, what you're getting nervous about?
No, I have to cough.
Oh, okay.
I'm coughing.
The reason of your personality that allows you to be audacious and bold and crazy and is a gift.
Do you want to know what my first email address was?
Do
you remember you had a first ever email address?
Yeah.
Like an AOL?
Yeah.
My first email address was Dr. Neon at AOL.com.
Dr. Neon.
Because I dressed in always wore neon clothes.
Yeah.
Like up until high school.
Why?
Up until because let's freaking go.
Right.
Like, why would I wear a blue shirt when I can wear a bright green shirt?
Right.
And so, like, you're exactly right. So, like, a part of this, like, I just got a jacket that has like a big asterisk or big more and bright red on the back. And I'm like, this is who I am. This is not like a new thing.
Yes. Right. But yet, it's been painted. You've been painted in a way that could have. And when you said a blue shirt, I'm starting to laugh because do you remember 2017 Trustin only wore a blue shirt?
Yeah.
Because of the season of like hurt and pain where people had drawn these giant caricatures, it was like, hold on a minute, wait a minute. Do I only like blue? Wait a minute. No, I don't. And you had to fight through.
Yeah, I wore black and brown boots.
Remember?
A couple suit jackets and like
every shirt was blue. Remember? I just remember shopping and being like, you're like, do not let me buy another blue shirt. It's all I have. But it was an attempt of their insecurity, their smallness to steal it.
Some of y'all need to rewind that last 10 minutes and let's do it again.
No, it's
okay.
Good.
Now, we're about out of time.
Oh.
But.
Yeah. I could talk about this a long time.
But. Okay. I have gossiped about people before.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We all have.
So, if you are the offender.
Okay.
If you're listening and you're like, man, I'm talking crap about people all the time. You got to learn to bite that tongue.
Yeah.
I will genuinely be in moments where I actually bite the tongue in my mouth.
Yeah.
Not like hard.
Yeah.
But as a like, you do not need to say these words.
Yeah.
You are wanting to say these words out of your own insecurity, out of your own bad attitude, out of your own unguarded heart.
Yeah.
And you're wanting to try to pull somebody down.
Yeah. Right. No, what?
I almost stepped into a situation not too long ago to just go in and start ripping some things.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't. Was I right? Yeah. Did I have a lot of great words to say? Yeah. Could have I caused major fires around some things? Yeah. But what for?
Yeah.
It's my unguarded heart.
Right.
It's me. It's me being offended.
Yeah.
It's me being emotional. It's me being hurt. Mm-hmm. And so, and now hindsight, I'm really glad that I didn't.
Right.
Good God.
Right. No, if
you say everything you think, you're going to just live with so much regret in your life, or you're just an idiot and you don't know that you have ruined your opportunities.
Ruined all of your life.
Right.
No, it's really good. And I think then you have to be willing also to be humble enough to say when you did.
Yeah.
Like I was in a situation, I mean, probably a year-ish ago where I had said something about someone that I should not have said that was not beneficial. And I had to look at the person and say, I'm really sorry. I should have. What are you laughing at?
No, I thought you were going to tell a story about how you had a lapel mic on and you left it on.
Oh, no. I'm not telling that story right now. No, that's just, yeah.
Sorry.
If you have your mic on, you never know who's listening. But yeah, it's true that I had to look them in the eye and be like, hey, that was not helpful. That was not beneficial.
Yeah.
I'm super sorry.
Yeah.
It's not who I want to be.
Yeah.
It's not who I want or how I want our relationship to go.
Yeah.
And like you said it, because I have been jaded. So earlier when you said go to them and address it, I was like, no, just forget about them, because I've been jaded that most of the people I've ever done that with have been like, what? I didn't say that. No, no. But the truth is, there are some nice people. What? Stop. There are some people in life that will say sorry. And so give people the opportunity, and then be willing to be humble enough to say, I'm a person.
Yes.
I screwed up.
Yeah.
We're all human. And so like, yeah, I did it. My bad. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
And if I do, tell me. Call me on it. It's important.
Restoration between a relationship takes two people, but doing the right thing only takes one.
Yeah. No, right.
And so what you're saying is, if you screwed up, just own it and apologize.
Yeah.
And the other person might not accept the apology.
Yeah.
The other person might never admit that they ever said anything about.
Right.
Doesn't
Who cares?
matter, man.
It doesn't matter.
There's something about posturing yourself in humility. The meek shall inherit the earth.
Yeah, right.
The meek, the gentle,
Yeah.
the kind, the loving.
Right.
Not the weak.
Not the quiet.
No.
It just means the humble ones,
Yeah.
right? The ones who are willing to say, "Hey, I am gonna come to you, like, my bad, for real," because we all screw up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't gossip. And if you're getting gossiped about, sorry.
People are the worst and the best.
They can shut up.
Right.
Anything else?
Good. I don't know. No, I think that's all.
Guys, so good. If you have any questions about topics that you'd like us to hit or leadership specifics, hit us up, drop us a comment, send us a carrier pigeon. I don't know. Let us know, and we will.
Say send us a caricature. What if people send us caricatures they drew? I would love it.
Of us.
Yes, do it.
It won't make me insecure at all.
No, not at all. It would be the greatest thing.
You're
We'll hang it on the wall.
No, we won't. But we will show it on the thing and then throw it in the trash. If you're a caricature artist, draw one of us. Send it to us.
Love y'all.
See ya.